This is Pro Football Blitz with former Super Contest winners Brady, Kannon, and James Salinas on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome in. It is the Pro Football Blitz, hour number 2. I am Brady Kannon, live from the Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. My partner, James Salinas, is along via Denver, Colorado, and we have reached the point in the program where we bring in our two friends from Circa Sports, the owner and operator, Mr. Derek Stevens, and his trusty operations manager, Jeffrey Benson. Time to reveal the contest picks as we have hit Week 16. The sweat is on. We weren't sure if we were going to make it all the way in Circus Survivor to Christmas. Well, we have. We will get to that momentarily. Good to have you guys here. As always, Merry Christmas to you two gentlemen. And Jeff, as we always do, let's start with the Circa Millions contest. This is week 2 of the final quarter, correct?
Week 3.
Week 3.
So as we head into week 3, currently we have 6 people who are 10-0. So certainly an exciting finish here in the quarterly contest. And then obviously when you look at the season-long contest, Hannibal Barca, his 2 top entries continue to pace the field. They are the leaders in the clubhouse as we kind of round the corner and turn for home. His first entry is 55-20, a little bit over 73%, and then his second entry is 54-21, so right at 72%. So he has a 2.5-point lead on the field and a 1.5-point lead on his second entry. So certainly a great start for him. And obviously, he's hoping to close it out as we go down the stretch.
Absolutely incredible season. You wonder if you go back and look at all of his weeks. I don't know if you know or not, but you know, if you're hitting 72% on one card and 73 on the other, are a lot of his picks the same week in and week out?
You've definitely seen up to this point, you know, it's usually 4 or 5 are the same. I don't know what he's going to do in the last couple of weeks in terms of maybe playing some opposites and things like that, but certainly a great start to get up to this point. And now he has, you know, 2 entries which he can work with to hopefully fend off the field behind him.
Yeah, really incredible. Congratulations to him. 3 more weeks to go. All right, Week 16, the top 5 consensus picks, and I was just talking to James in the last segment before you guys came on. These last 2 weeks with all this line movement, man, it's the consensus picks I think are real interesting, and sometimes it's not hard to guess what they'll be because you have a huge difference in the contest line versus the live market.
Yeah, I think you can call them the consensus COVID picks, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, up to this point in the contest, you know, we made it really without a sweat. Obviously, the last 2 weeks, you know, fortunately, we haven't had games, you know, canceled and, you know, pushed outside the contest week. So fortunate from that regard, but certainly, obviously, a lot of differences in terms of what you're getting, you know, Thursday when we release these at 10 a.m. and obviously, you know, Saturday at 3 p.m. for the deadline. So as you look at Week 16, the Bengals -3, no surprise, versus the Ravens. Josh Johnson's going for the Ravens with no Tyler Huntley or Lamar Jackson. That was the number 1 most popular choice this week with 1,344 selections. The Dolphins pick versus the Saints was number 2 with 1,336 selections. Working our way down, we have a game tonight. The Cardinals +1 was the 3rd overall choice versus the Colts. That had a total of 1,261 selections. Obviously, we've seen some movement there with no Darius Leonard and obviously some of the O-line out for the Colts. The Bills +2 versus the Patriots was the 4th most popular choice this week with 974 selections. And then last but not least, quite the sweat as we enter almost under 5 minutes here in the game right now that's playing behind us in the sports book. The Packers -7 versus the Browns. That was the 5th most popular choice with 922 selections. So to recap one more time, Bengals -3, Dolphins pick, Cardinals +1, Bills +2, and the Packers playing right now -7, Brady.
James, I find it interesting, and Jeff called it, you know, the COVID consensus. It looks to me like 3 of these 5 picks are COVID-related. You have number 1, the Bengals there with their quarterback situation. The Dolphins, of course, Ian Book will get the start for the New Orleans Saints. And then the Cardinals, the offensive line, Quentin Nelson, Darius Leonard on the defensive side. The Bills and the Packers, as far as your top 5 picks, appear to be the only 2 that aren't really injury or COVID-related.
Yeah, and I think that just speaks to the fact that now where we're at, and we know that we're down to the last couple weeks of the Circa Millions contest, and information is going to be key, player availability, and we're just seeing continuously, even today, throughout the day, more and more scratches or more folks going on to the COVID list. Well, it definitely pays to wait and stay away from that Thursday game. Brady, I know that's something I've always done. I think you do that too. I don't think you rarely play the Thursday game, correct? I know I don't. I've never played any Thursday game because the value of player information is more valuable than just basically 20% of your entry.
Yeah, and it seems to be more valuable than ever in this day and age. But you're right. I have never played a Thursday game either. You guys know our mutual friend who has had just absolute incredible success in contests, Las Vegas Chris. Just recently tied in the last man standing. That's the second time he's won that contest. He said this was one of the hardest weeks for him to come up with his plays for the contest. And it's kind of 2 weeks in a row, what we've seen here. I imagine it's very difficult for you guys in this business on the other side of the counter as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously, the NFL is the most efficient market in the world. It's very rare where you're going to see an opener move, point, 2 points. And then obviously in the last couple of weeks here, when you look at like the Ravens game, for example, obviously they're without Lamar. Now, no Tyler Huntley, who played very well versus the Packers. And that line goes, from 3 to say 7.5. It was 4.5 this morning. But, I think you're looking at how many bodies you have left on a lot of these teams, and COVID hits some of these positional groups and it just ravages them. But we're seeing touchdown point-sized moves in a lot of these games, and it makes it very difficult. As James alluded to, it's an information game, and we're trying to stay ahead of it on our side of things. But a lot of times bettors get to that news before we're able to move the line.
All right, let's take a look at Circa Survivor. We entered Week 16 with 16 players remaining in Circa Survivor. And, of course, this is a unique week. It's Christmas week, just like Thanksgiving, where we had 3 games to choose from, the Thursday game and then a couple of Saturday contests. 3 games to choose from for an isolated Christmas week. You have to get through this, and then you have to move on into next week. So a total of 18 weeks in the Circa Survivor contest. And we already had 3 people eliminated earlier this week that were on the 49ers on Thursday, correct?
Yeah, we had 16 coming in, and only 8 of the 16 had the Packers available, which looked like it was going to be the strongest play. And as you can see on the graphic, all 8 contestants that had Green Bay available took Green Bay. So that was really kind of expected. After that, we were really kind of wondering how is this going to play out. To see that there were 4 contestants that took the Thursday night game, 3 with the 49ers, but 1 very, very uniquely positioned now contestant took the Titans, put himself into a heck of a good position, and then the remaining contestants took the Cardinals. So 4 out of the 8 that had the Cardinals available took Arizona. But Jeff and I were talking once all the picks were in late last night, and we thought, oh my gosh, the contestant that had the Titans, boy oh boy, were they in a very unique position. We were contemplating what's a potential hedge, what's the right thing to do. Pretty interesting position to be in.
Well, it was certainly cool because I think when you look at the counts, in essence, he had a $6 million free roll on a Cleveland to the Colts parlay. Because obviously, if both favorites go down, he is the solo winner in the contest.
Wow! Yeah, it could have all ended before Christmas.
That was what was really unique. That the individual that had the Titans became the first contestant that could have put themselves in a position to take the whole $6 million. Now, if everybody on the Packers and the Cardinals continues on, along with the Titans selection next week, we may not see that again.
Right.
But this particular individual was in a position, basically a 2-teamer away from sweeping the whole $6 million.
Wow.
And just one other thing to note, obviously, once the games are done today, we will grade them and we will open up a new Survivor contest leg starting at midnight. And as Derek alluded to earlier, they have a 9-hour window to get their picks in for the Sunday-Monday games by 9 a.m.
Okay, very important information. If you could reiterate that once again, Jeff, you will, when the games finish up, the Christmas games, you will reopen for the Sunday, Monday slate. And what's the timing and the deadlines there?
Yeah, so we will grade the games. We will build the new week for the Survivor contest. That Survivor week will open tonight at midnight, and you will have a 9-hour window from midnight to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning to make your picks for Sunday, Monday, if you continue on in Survivor for this week.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Salinas? Would your ticker be able to keep up through all this?
Well, just thinking about where we're at currently with this Packers game and the fact that Cleveland has got itself right back into this game with 4.5 minutes to go. We'll see where we get to this. I think, when you're talking about $6 million on the line, especially for that one entry, like the gentleman we're talking about with the Titans right now, what a free roll to be on. You're completely contrarian right now. So much fun when we're talking about Survivor, especially this deep into the season with just a few contestants remaining.
Derek, this is your second run at Circus Survivor. Has it been just as fun? Has it been better than last year? Have you made some improvements that have gone well? How has it been for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year, our second year of Circus Survivor has been better. I think the fact that there's been more contestants have made it longer into the season has been good. I think the way the season played out has been great. And, I think, with the NFL's extra week and us adding in Christmas, I think it added the correct amount of strategy for a large pool. So I think this thing's played out great. I mean, I can't participate, but my God, the excitement of living through this. This is exactly why I wanted to bring Circus Survivor to Vegas.
Yeah, it has been a huge success, and we love talking about it each and every week here on the Pro Football Blitz. Merry Christmas again, gentlemen. Thanks again. Enjoy the games this week.
Thank
you.
All right, we'll be back with more in just a moment right here at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.